Well, as I mentioned before, I watched the Backrooms. So, after seeing the news about the A24 film picking up the YouTube series by a teenager, I wanted to see what it was all about. So I checked it out. So it was a creepypasta from 2019 that originated on 4chan. A thread asked the users to post the most unsettling images that just felt kind of off. One of the submissions was the original picture of the Backrooms, and it was a large carpeted open room with yellow wallpaper and fluorescent lighting. And another user posted the description of the picture. If you're not careful and you clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the Backrooms where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum humbuzz, and approximately 600 square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard of you. So a YouTube short video called The Backrooms was released by then 16-year-old Kane Pixels, as his name is on YouTube. It was presented as a 1990s found footage VHS tape depicting a young filmmaker accidentally glitching through reality and finding himself in the Backrooms, which, like the photo, it's a yellow-walled, unending liminal space. Liminal space is basically what would normally be a crowd area completely deserted, so things sort of like a government building or a warehouse, that kind of thing. It's made up of millions of miles and multiple layers of rooms and corridors that appear to defy normal time and physics. And also there's a screaming robot monster after you. The shot went viral and picked up some amazing reviews. It was described as the scariest video on the internet by WPSD, whilst Otaku described it as an analog horror. PC Gamer compared its various levels to H.P. Lovecraft's Relay, and the city in the manga Blame, describing it as an uncanny valley sort of place. Dread Central and Nerdist compared it to the game Control, which I wholeheartedly agree with. In fact,
that's basically liminal space, the game, isn't it?
It is. In fact, when I reviewed Severance, I think I compared that to Control. And while I was researching the Backrooms, Dan Erickson, the creator of Severance, cited it as one of his many influences whilst working on the series. So following the success of the original short, Kane expanded the Backroom stories into a series of 16 shorts ranging between a minute and 16 minutes each, and introduced a plot linking the shorts together, which culminates with the mysterious disappearance and subsequent death of one of the employees of Async, which is a company who are experimenting with space and time and wish to use the area as a sort of kind of like an extra space for the USA for storage and living, leisure, all sorts. And it is creepy. The horror doesn't come from anything you see necessarily, but the general feeling of unease and the unknown. The near constant use of this acidic yellow on the walls is at odds with the traditional horror, but combine that with a piercing, horrible buzzing of the overpowering...
Because it's well lit, isn't it? It's not what you consider frightening, but...
You can see everything, it's just claustrophobic, and it just makes for this really uneasy kind of sensation, like being at the dentist, the lights constantly in your face.
Good example.
The footage, it's not made on a set. The footage was created completely in Blender, which is the free 3D software, and After Effects, and it was completed by Kane in a month. And as you heard in the news earlier, A24 have picked up the series to adapt into a film by and directed by Kane Parson during his summer holidays.
Wow.
Talented little bugger.
Ooh.
Yeah. But it is one of those things that I remember reading up on the Backrooms, and then I got into the, what's that other, there was another 4chan thing, APC, is it?
SCP.
SCP, that's it. I got into them as well, and they were really frightening. They were all creepypastas, weren't they?
With the SCP stuff's like spun off into like a whole
thing, didn't it?
Community writing project.
Oh, some of them were frightening, but yeah, I genuinely love that shit. It's like modern like myth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so fucking.
It's presented
cool,
so well as well, because it is the found footage thing, which hasn't been done successfully, I don't think, in a while. Just trying to think of the last sort of found footage.
Paranormal Activity, innit?
Yeah.
VHS was good.
Yeah.
VHS, yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily describe this as a horror, though. It's more of a sort of horror sci-fi, I think.
Psychological.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's a proper crop of like really young kids with Blender specifically making these short films.
They're fucked up.
That are fucked up. There's another one by I looked for his name earlier, William Langdon, He's 14 and he made this short called The Drink, and he's made a series of shorts in Blender, and it's just absolutely unreal what they're doing. Like, how long have they had in their lives to learn this software? You know, like you wouldn't think, even after
at 14 years, I've not even used a computer at 14.
Exactly. It's
I struggle with
incredible.
Netflix.
But it's exciting though. It is exciting to see that, you know, that there is an amazing talent that's coming up with
I love
kids
it.
that are putting the time into it, time and
Sensational.
effort into it.